Ahoy there, mateys, and welcome back to the Pirates vs. Werewolves podcast.
That's right. We're back for another exciting pirate raid into the wild world of flash fiction.
This week, we've got two fantastic stories that you, our amazing listeners, have shared with us, and let me tell you, they are packed with adventure, chills, and some seriously unexpected twists.
We're talking Vikings, werewolves, ancient curses, and maybe even a little bit of howling at the moon. So buckle up, me hearties, because it's going to be one wild ride.
Don't forget, if you love these stories, hit that rate button and follow the show. That way you won't miss a single captivating episode of the Pirates vs. Werewolves podcast.
Now, for our first tale, we're setting sail for the stormy North Sea with the Viking moon.
Oh yeah, this one's a real page-turner.
This story introduces us to Leif, a Viking warrior with a secret.
A secret that could get him tossed overboard.
You see, Leif is a werewolf, which, as you can imagine, is a bit of a problem in a society where strength and conformity are everything.
So he's sailing with his crew, trying to keep his true nature hidden, while battling the harsh elements and the ever-present threat of enemy raiders.
And if his secret gets out, well, let's just say those wolf son rumors his crew whispers about would become a very real and dangerous reality.
They land on a mysterious new shore, hoping for riches and glory, but Leif is also searching for something much more personal.
Acceptance. He's yearning for a place where he doesn't have to hide who he is.
But what they find on this new land is anything but ordinary.
Instead of human inhabitants, they encounter dire wolves. And not just any wolf, we're talking massive, almost mythical creatures that send shivers down your spine.
You'd expect the Vikings to charge in with axes swinging, wouldn't you?
Right, but that's not what happens at all. The Viking crew is actually awestruck. They seem to have a sense of reverence for these creatures, almost like they hold some kind of spiritual significance.
And for Leif, this encounter takes an even more unexpected turn.
Imagine this. A silver-furred wolf approaches Leif, not with aggression, but with a sense of recognition. It actually licks his hand.
Talk about a twist.
This moment completely flips the script on the expected dynamic between human and beast. It challenges our preconceived notions of what it means to be a monster and forces us to ask, how much of our fear of the other is based on our own cultural biases?
This new land is inhabited by the Fenrirson, a people who worship a wolf god. Talk about a culture shock for Leif.
Instead of hiding his nature, he finds himself in a society where wolves are revered. They have these incredible stone temples where they perform rituals, including blood sacrifices. It's a fascinating blend of the familiar Viking traditions with a whole new layer of wolf worship.
But here's where things get interesting again. The high priestess of the Fenrirson views Leif with suspicion. She calls him an aberration, even though her people worship wolves. It's almost like his very existence challenges her understanding of their faith.
Right. It makes you think about what true acceptance really means. Even in a culture that seemingly embraces wolves, differences in origin and belief can create new forms of exclusion.
So, what's at the heart of this suspicion? Do you think it's because Leif's transformation is so physical, while the Fenrirson's connection to their wolf god seems more spiritual?
Exactly. For the Fenrirson, the wolf god is a deity, a source of spiritual power. They may not even believe in the literal existence of werewolves like Leif. So his ability to physically shift forms becomes a challenge to their established beliefs, and perhaps even a threat to their religious authority.
And to prove his worthiness, Leif is forced to undergo a dangerous trial.
He has to journey into the underworld, armed with only his Viking skills and his heightened werewolf senses. It's a harrowing test that truly showcases the merging of his two identities.
He encounters all sorts of terrifying creatures, right?
Oh, yeah. There's this one with antlers that's just, well, you wouldn't want to meet it in a dark alley. But Leif uses both his Viking strengths and his werewolf agility to overcome these challenges.
And he manages to retrieve this ancient torque, a symbol of his survival and courage. He returns to the Fenrirson, and while some still doubt him, his Viking crew has seen his true nature firsthand. They start calling themselves Wolf Brothers.
It's a powerful moment of acceptance, born from shared experience and the recognition of Leif's true character.
And centuries later, we catch a glimpse of the legacy of Leif and the Fenrirson. New seafarers arrive on their shores, and they face fierce resistance from a people who have become a unique blend of Viking and wolf. This land will eventually be known as Vinland.
It's a bittersweet ending, though. While Leif seemed to find a haven under a kinder moon, as the story puts it, even this unique society couldn't withstand the tides of change and new arrivals. It leaves you pondering the enduring impact of life's legacy and the complexities of cultural clashes.
From the stormy North Sea to a land locked in perpetual winter, our next story takes us to Everfrost, where the sun seems to have forgotten how to shine.
And in this town, where every day feels the same, a group of curious kids are about to stumble upon a secret that will change everything.
This is Icebound Moon, and it's a chilling tale of ancient curses, hidden truths, and the courage to face the unknown.
Our protagonist, Emily, is a bright and inquisitive young girl who's tired of the endless winter. She yearns for something more, a reason behind their frozen existence.
And that reason might just be found in the local legends.
Right. There are these stories about a monstrous beast trapped beneath the frozen lake. And of course, what kid wouldn't be intrigued by a story like that?
So Emily and her friends, Ben and Kai, they set out to investigate.
Armed with curiosity and a healthy dose of childhood bravery, they venture out onto the frozen lake. And what they discover sends shivers down their spines. A massive clawed paw encased in the ice.
This isn't some fish they've caught through a hole in the ice. This is something far more extraordinary.
It's the first tangible clue that the legends might be more than just stories. This frozen paw hints at a hidden history, a fantastical world buried beneath the snow and ice.
Their investigation takes them to Ben's garage, which they transform into a makeshift lab. And there, beneath the dim lights, they thaw out their incredible find.
And it's not just a paw anymore. It's a whole creature, a massive white-furred wolf frozen in time.
But as Emily delves deeper into the local tales, she discovers that this creature might not be the monster they initially thought.
Right. Instead of stories about a terrifying beast, these tales speak of protectors, beings bound to the land by ancient pacts. This discovery completely changes their perspective.
They're no longer dealing with just a scary creature. They might be looking at a key figure in their town's history, a being that was once revered, not feared.
But not everyone shares this newfound understanding. Enter Mayor Thompson, a man who sees this discovery not as a piece of history, but as an opportunity for fame and profit.
Oh yeah, he's not here for the history lesson. He's got dollar signs in his eyes.
He sends in his men, these intimidating figures with cold smiles and camo gear to capture the creature. They represent the greed and exploitation that often accompany power.
It's a classic clash between the innocence of children and the often ruthless ambition of adults.
And the stakes just got a whole lot higher.
Now, the awakening of the werewolf is a moment you won't forget.
Imagine this. Moonlight filtering through a piece of stolen stained glass, falling upon the frozen creature. And it's not some mindless beast that rises. It's a woman, ancient and powerful, her eyes filled with the weight of centuries.
And she reveals the chilling truth about the curse of Everfrost.
The endless winter isn't a natural phenomenon. It's a magical punishment, a consequence of broken pacts, a curse designed to imprison her kind. The snow and ice are a constant reminder of a past betrayal.
Suddenly, these kids are caught in the middle of an ancient conflict. They have to find a way to break this curse and bring spring back to Everfrost.
But they're facing some serious obstacles. First, there's the curse itself, this powerful magic that's held their town captive for generations. And then there's the very real threat of the mayor's hunters, who are determined to capture the werewolf for their own selfish gains.
The frozen lake becomes a battleground, the silence shattered by the crunch of ice skates, the shouts of the hunters, and the haunting howl of the werewolf.
It's a scene straight out of an action movie, with Emily, surprisingly agile on her antique skates, dodging the hunters and trying to protect the werewolf. Even Ben, who's not exactly known for his grace, finds a way to use his clumsiness to their advantage.
They're just kids, but they're fighting with all their might, driven by their belief in the werewolf and their desire to free their town. It's a testament to the power of courage and determination, even in the face of overwhelming odds.
And the werewolf, fueled by their faith and her own desperation, unleashes a primal howl that cracks the ice and disrupts the curse's magic. The result is a blizzard of epic proportions, a chaotic release of centuries of pent-up energy.
It's nature responding to the disruption of ancient magic, a visceral display of power that leaves everyone in awe.
When the storm finally subsides, the threat is gone. The hunters are defeated, and the werewolf has vanished, leaving behind only footprints in the freshly fallen snow.
And the most amazing thing, the curse is broken. Spring finally returns to Everfrost, bringing with it a sense of hope and renewal.
The children have not only played a vital role in breaking a centuries-old curse, but they've also discovered a profound connection to their town's history and a newfound sense of purpose. The arrival of spring marks a rebirth, not just for Everfrost, but for Emily, Ben, and Kai as well.
Both of these stories, while vastly different in setting and tone, explore some pretty universal themes.
Absolutely. They both deal with identity, acceptance, and the consequences of our perceptions of the other.
In the Viking Moon, Leif, the werewolf Viking, finds a land where his true nature is not reviled but celebrated. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, about how our perceptions shape our understanding of the world and how different cultures can view the same thing in completely opposite ways.
An Icebound Moon shows us that even in the face of ancient curses and seemingly insurmountable odds, curiosity and courage can prevail. The Children of Everfrost remind us that sometimes it's the smallest voices that spark the biggest changes.
So there you have it, folks. Two incredible flash fiction stories that will stay with you long after the credits roll.
If you enjoyed this pirate raid into the world of flash fiction, be sure to rate and follow the Pirates vs. Werewolves podcast for more captivating stories. We'll be back next week with more tales of adventure, mystery, and the supernatural. Until then, fair winds and following seas.
And may your moon be ever bright, even when the night is dark.